Hello everybody, James here with Certified Creole Barbecue and Chargriddle Grills, and today we're going to be making my Chi-Town loaded steak tortas on my Flat Iron Griddle here that I have here. Tortas is some good eating, great eating here in Illinois. It's a cold, chilly day, but we're going to get through it. We're going to get these tortas going. I'm going to take you from start to finish on my full recipe. Using some steak. I'm going to be using some chuck roast, which is also going to be broken down, chopped up into small little pieces for steak tacos. Pretty much anywhere where you go, a lot of places use chuck roast and it's just broken down and chopped up. And that's what we're going to be using for our steak tacos today. I have my prepping station ready to go. I have my Flat Iron Griddle warming up. It's been warming up for about like 10 to 15 minutes. I wanted it to be thoroughly warm, so when we get to cooking and whatnot, it'll be ready to go, because it's a big full cast iron right here griddle that we have going. So we just want it to be thoroughly warm. I have some oil on it. I scraped it, I cleaned it, but I'm gonna just even out some of the oil that's already on here, and then we're gonna get going to my prepping station. And you can get my full recipe for the steak tortas today on CertifiedCreoleBarbecue.com. It'll be up on the Chargriddle website soon as well. So I hope you enjoy the content. Ask me any questions along the way. Chime in, let me know, and I'll answer the questions best as possible as we go through. So it's Chi-Town loaded steak torta time. So let's get going over to my prepping station. So just give me a few moments as I adjust the camera and whatnot, so we can get the food prepping going. So, all right. And just so you guys know, just rewinding it, and I do apologize, but with my Flat Iron Griddle, when I loaded it, or when I turned it on and fired it up, I have my burners on low, and I have all 4 burners on, currently on right now. When I get to cooking though, we're only going to use 3 burners. I'll elaborate more on that when we go to cooking, but just want you to know what's going on the griddle right now. So I have 4 burners on, getting it thoroughly warm, and it's on low with oil. So let's go ahead and go over to the prepping station. Just a few moments, folks. All right, everybody, I do apologize about the volume. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, so I do apologize. Thank you for letting me know. So let's do it over. You're exactly right. Let's do it over. So right here, I'm going to get a little bit closer to my griddle. I have my Flat Iron Griddle by Chargriddle going. I have 4 burners on. They're all on low, and we're just getting this bad boy thoroughly warm. It's clean. It has some oil on it. I'll probably scrape it one more time before we get the meat on here and put a little bit more oil. But other than that, this Flat Iron Griddle is easy to use, and takes about like 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get it thoroughly warm, because it's a big cast iron right here, large cooking surface. So I want to get it thoroughly warm. And also we're going to be making some steak tortas today. Chi-Town loaded steak tortas. They're going to be fully loaded. They're going to have lettuce, tomatoes, cheese. So we're going to have some good eating today. So hope you guys enjoy the content. We're going to be going over here to my prepping table, so that way I can show you guys my full recipe and whatnot, and I'll be explaining the meat and whatnot, what I'm using along with the seasoning. So let's go ahead and get over to the prepping table and go ahead and go from there.
Yeah, I do apologize, you guys, about the wind and the volume situation. It is very windy out here today here in Illinois, so bear with me, you guys. Hopefully we'll get less winds and it'll be more clear along we go. So I'm gonna be at my prepping table, so I'll be a little bit closer to the phone. So just give me a couple moments here. Just adjusting the camera so when I get it over to the food prep area. And like you guys already know, I'm gonna say it again, do apologize for the high winds. And if you guys can't hear me too good, I'm gonna speak up a little bit louder. And again, I'll be a little bit closer to my my device here with where we're at right now. So I'm just getting some gloves on right here. I like to keep it food safety, food fresh. So let's go ahead and get started on this, guys. So right here is some steak that I got at my local Mexican restaurant, and ultimately what this meat is it's chuck roast, okay, pot roast, and it's ultimately broken down and diced up into small little pieces. Pretty much wherever you go for steak tacos, this is the meat you're gonna get right here. So this is some good eating right here. This is about 2 pounds of meat. Some of the seasonings we're gonna use is we have some olive oil right here in the back, some Chef Merito steak and meat seasoning, which is some awesome stuff, and the char griller grills, taco and fajita. And then one of my all-time favorites seasoning is sazon right here. If you guys been watching my lives and if you guys follow me and whatnot on Instagram or on Facebook or even on TikTok, you will see that I use sazon quite often. It's just one of those flavors that I love. It gives my food awesome color. There's a variety of companies that make it. Just look in the Spanish aisle at your local grocery store, and it's called sazon, and I absolutely love it. So let's go ahead and get started into our steak here. And just a quick FYI, for the full recipe, it can be found on my website at certifiedgrillbarbecue.com, so check it out if you can. And also it will be on the Char Griller website soon as well. Another ingredient we're going to be using is a lime. Let's start off with the lime first. Almost lost that lime, you guys. Just going to squeeze that in here. Yeah, it's a very windy day. It's a chilly day. It was beautiful yesterday, you guys. I was hoping it was going to be like that today, but here in Illinois, the weather's unpredictable, and it's a chilly day, windy, but just going with the flow. Can't stop the cooking. The weather will not stop the cooking. So I have one lime in there, okay? I'm gonna just drizzle some olive oil, okay? And then I'm gonna hit it with the Chef Merito steak and meat seasoning. And so you guys know, I like to say in my recipes to taste, because ultimately it's the amount of flavor that you want. I'm going to put a couple layers on this, as you'll see as I'm going through this process right now. And I'm going to hit it with some taco and fajita seasoning by Char Griller. That taco and fajita seasoning, what I like about it, it's so chunky. Some awesome stuff. And then now I'm hitting it with the sazon. And then I'm going to give it a mix. And then after this mix right here, I'm going to hit it with the seasonings one more time. Okay? And then we're going to, oops, sorry about that. And then we're going to get this going on the griddle. The one thing with this is you don't have to let this meat sit. Once you get it seasoned, it's ready for the griddle. So now this is how it looks after one layer of seasoning, lime and olive oil. Now we're just gonna hit it with another layer of seasonings, just to get all those seasonings thoroughly on there. Man, that wind is blowing my seasonings away. Some more sazon. And then now we're just gonna give this a mix here. And then we're gonna cook this on the griddle on medium heat when we get over to the griddle. Right now, we're gonna bump up the heat to medium. And then we're gonna put this on. And then this will take about like 20 minutes to cook. So there's our meat, folks. As you see here, it's looking good, nicely seasoned. Go from there. I'm gonna try to answer a few questions that I see that I wrote in through here, okay? So the steak seasoning I got at my local Mexican store, or Mexican grocery store. The Char Griller Grills taco and fajita seasoning, you can get on chargriller.com. And then the sazon I also got at my local Mexican grocery store. So, yep, and so that's what we're gonna do. So, and now we're gonna go ahead and bump up the heat to the griddle and go ahead and go from there. So our meat's ready. Back here at the griddle. So I have my burners on low, and I'm gonna actually turn this right burner off. And the reason being is because when I actually cook the meat, I'm gonna set my camera right here, and then that way this burner right here won't interfere with my camera and whatnot. So I'm gonna be actually cooking on these 3 burners, and I'm gonna bump up my heat to medium. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. And then we can get our steak ready for our griddle, so we can make our Chi-Town loaded steak tortas. And just a little story time behind the Chi-Town loaded steak tortas. I grew up in Chicago, Logan Square area. Used to go to a bunch of Mexican restaurants. And there was a great one right on the corner where I live called El Pacifico restaurant. And I had never had a torta before. And my uncle had gotten one. I asked him what it was. And ever since then, I fell in love with it. So that's my inspiration. Shout out to my Uncle Greg for introducing me to to tortas because, to be honest with you, whenever I go to a Mexican restaurant, steak tortas is pretty much what I always get, to be quite honest with you. It's some good stuff, some good eating. So one of my all-time favorites. I mean, it's like hand in hand with tacos. And I have a love for tacos. So let's go ahead and adjust my camera here. So just want to get a good angle right here. So just bear with me here. Yeah, sazon is a great seasoning. I mean, I use it on everything. Pretty much, to be honest with you, not only is it very flavorful, but it gives food great color. Like, I can't explain how much I love sazon. Like, if I had to pick an all-time favorite, seasoning, I would have to pick Creole seasoning as my #1 stunner, and then sazon as #2. Like, that's how much I love it. It's really good stuff. So this is our meat here, you guys. So it's looking good. Look at the color on it. Our griddle's nice and hot. And then right now what I'm doing is just flattening the oil, spreading it out, getting it nice and even. Apologize for the wind again, you guys. That high wind is coming through. And then here we go. Then I have my char griller utensil set. And now I'm just gonna chop this up and spread it out. You wanna keep your meat kind of in this main area, kind of away from the edges in a sense, just because the heat isn't all the way back on the on those edges. Spread this out. Something else I totally forgot, you guys. I forgot about my cebollitas and jalapenos. We're gonna throw these down. I split them, okay? So that way they can lay on the griddle nice and flat, okay? So what I did is just on the bulb right here, is I just cut them. Just a slice, and the whole thing, the rest of it is intact here. And then I just sliced this jalapeno just in half. So let's go ahead and get these down. And then this allows me, by me splitting the bulb the way I did, this allows them to lay flat. Cook a little bit quicker. And more thoroughly too, so. So that's that. Everything is going good right now. We're just allowing this meat to sizzle and cook along. Want to get a nice crust on it. And it's very windy. Yeah, my fire's looking good underneath. I like to take a peek at the fire, see how my flames are. That's what I just did right now, because these winds are very high, you guys, right now. So So hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Gonna pump up the heat just a tad here and just let this meat cook along. And as this meat's cooking along, I'm gonna go behind the phone and answer some questions. Just give me 1 second though. No problem, everybody. I like to cook. I like to show what I'm up to, show my process from start to finish. So I appreciate all the support and whatnot. So thank you too as well for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. So what kind of meat is on the griddle is it's steak. Ultimately, it's pot roast, chuck roast, chopped and diced up. I seasoned it with some olive oil, a lime, sazon, Chef Manito meat seasoning, and Char Griddle Grill's taco and fajita seasoning. So yep, so we're getting our meat ready to go, and you see here it's starting to crust up. Just want to give it a mix. It's looking good. The sun finally came out, you guys. The sun has not been out. So now I'm just flipping this so we can get a nice even cook on it. Nice even sear. Come back over here, and again, I'm working with 3 burners, okay? On medium here. I have this burner off for camera purposes, okay? So we have our cebollitas, our jalapenos going. And then this excess juice right here, grease, whatnot, I'm gonna just go ahead and put it into the grease hole. Easy as 1, 2, 3, just to remove that. So this meat is cooking nice. Oops, went a little bit too far over. What I'm doing here, guys, so I see that my meat is cooking real good. And to kind of get that crust on it, I like to kind of move the meat off to the side, pile it up like this right here. And I like to grab these juices and put them in to the hole here, into the grease hole. So that way we could get a good crust on it. I won't remove all the juices because you see here there's a lot of juices, but I don't like it to swim in it. So that's what I'm doing here. So now we're just gonna continue to let this meat just cook. So when this meat is done, I have some fresh bolillos that I got at my local Mexican grocery store. I mean, these breads are so good. It's a Mexican white bread, and we're gonna load them up with beans that my wife is making actually right now. So shout out to her for making the beans for this. So we're gonna have beans on it. We're gonna have the steak. We're gonna have some Chihuahua cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, avocado, and some crema, sour cream. So take a look at these cebollitas. You see here, these are crusting up nice. These I need to lay a little bit better. Split these though. I'm a very hands-on cook. You see that I'm touching food. This is why I like to wear gloves. I have double gloves on, so like I have some rubber diesel gloves on with some knit gloves underneath, and that's just so to avoid my hands from burning when I'm touching the food on the hot griddle, or even when I'm grilling and whatnot and I'm messing with the hot food. So these gloves are great. And you can get these gloves from Golden Protective Services. Give them a shout. They're a great company. Great gloves. All kinds of colors too. Black, orange, green. So just letting this meat cook up. Just a few more moments. It's looking great, you guys. Smelling great. The sun already went away. It was here for a flash. So let's see what's going down with any questions. Mixing this up here, you guys. And then when it's done, we'll remove it. And then set ourselves up back at my table over here, at my prepping table. For the torta building. Flipping these jalapenos. I like to flatten them out, to be honest with you, just to allow them to get even with the surface and cook a little bit better. So these onions, these cebollitas, man, they're looking great. I don't know how this got over here, but okay. So hope everybody's having a great Sunday and has a great week next week. Hope you get inspired to get outside and cook. The weather's getting a lot nicer. It was really nice here yesterday. Made some chicken wings yesterday on my King Griller Smoking Ace. Had the family outside. It was nice having the family outside on a nice day. We weren't freezing our butts off and whatnot. So, all right, I'm gonna just let this meat cook. I'm gonna start prepping my my table so we can get ready for the torta building. Okay, because this meat is gonna be done shortly. All right, you guys, I'm back. Wanted to get some things ready to go. And this meat here, you guys, is about done. You see here? Look at it. Absolutely great. Making a mess right here, but just staying with it. So what I'm going to be doing next is, here are the bolillo breads. I'm going to cut this up right here. It's a fresh bolillo bread from the local Mexican restaurant. I'm going to toast these up so they can be nice and warm and toasty for our sandwiches. So just a few moments here. A few moments. All right. So what I'm gonna do with this meat here is put it off to the side. Okay, right here. Because even though this burner is off, this is still nice and warm. It'll keep my meat nice and warm. Lift those around. So right now I'm just getting ready for the torta bread. So we can toast that. Apply a little bit of fresh oil down. Just let that warm up just a few seconds. But this griddle here from Char Griller is absolutely awesome. I've had it since January 2020, right before the pandemic hit. And through the pandemic, up until now, it's been an absolute game changer. It's a great product, great cooking surface. Definitely worth it. So you can get this model here on chargriller.com or as well at Menards. So let's get our breads down. So here are the bolillo breads. Just gonna put these down, and I like to give them a nice little smash. Okay. And that's just so it's not so so fat. Kind of breaks it down. So we'll just let these toast for a little bit. Just gonna mix this up, and then we're gonna head on over to my prep table and get things going. We give these a flip here. All right. I'm gonna get ready to take this meat off, you guys, so that way it can be ready to go. At our table. All right. So this meat is smelling good, looking delicious. I'm really hungry. I haven't ate today, but I'll definitely be eating this up here. So it'll just be a few more moments. And like I said, we're gonna load them up. Gonna remove the cebollitas and also the jalapenos. Oof, look at that. These are looking absolutely great. So, this is what we're looking like right now. Our bread is getting nice and toasted. Just a few more seconds on those breads. All right, so I'm gonna go inside, get my beans that my lovely wife, Miss CCBBQ, whipped up, and we're gonna be making some tortas. So just a few moments, okay? Let me get my camera set up too as well, right here, so it can be ready to go. Sorry for all the wobbly. But all right, so just a few more moments as I finish setting up here. All right, so first, so you guys can see the toppings, we have a Miss CCBBQ fresh salsa right there, or salsa roja, as I should say. Some avocados, tomatoes, some limes, and some lettuce. Gonna just set this off to the side right here. And then also, these are the beans I was telling you about here. So good right here. Absolutely love those beans. So, let me get our tortas. All right, so these are the bottoms. These are the tops. Excuse myself situated. Just gonna lather on these beans here. Spread them out nice and even. All right. Then I'm gonna hit it with some crema. Now, oops. Now for the steak. Just putting this on here. This steak smells absolutely great. That griddle does work and magic. Our steaks here. It's been great having it because I get to make my own Mexican food at home. When the pandemic hit, and just everything went crazy, it was just like, man, I just was able to just cook at home. So now I'm gonna add some avocado slices, okay? To these here. Don't be shy like Chipotle on the avocado either. We like to not be shy when we put avocado and cheap on the avocado, so we like to make sure there's enough. All right, so now that I have that down, I'm gonna put some Chihuahua cheese, which here's the cheese, okay? And spreading that. And then now for the lettuce. Some tomatoes. Ooh, that wind is picking up, you guys. So here we go. We're really loading it up here. We're gonna put some salsa roja on here. Right. And then now I'm gonna hit it with some more crema because I love crema on my tortas. All right, this is a Chi-Town fully loaded steak torta, you guys. Here we go. Absolute monster. Okay. Cut into this one here. And do a split. And this is what we're working with. Absolutely awesome recipe. Awesome eats. One of my favorite Mexican things to get at from a Mexican restaurant is some steak tortas. So everybody, hope you enjoy this recipe because it's a good one. Let's go ahead and switch this around. And you guys can see here, It's very, very greasy.
Oh man, you guys. So good. Wish you guys can have it, but you can have it. Fire up your griddle, get you some steak, some bolillos, and all the loadings for your torta, and go ahead and make it. Check out the full recipe on CertifiedKreolBarbecue.com. It'll soon be up on chargriddle.com. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and appreciate everybody tuning in to these lives. Appreciate the support, as well as Chargriddle does as well. Stay tuned in for more content, everybody. I'm out. Certified Creole Barbecue.